Not every military helicopter was designed for combat. Many platforms were built for quieter missions: maritime rescue, heavy external lift, light reconnaissance, command liaison, and selective logistical support. From long-range, all-weather aircraft to precision lift systems that never needed to land, each helicopter reflected a distinct operational philosophy. This is the story of the often overlooked platforms that quietly shaped how air forces functioned in complex environments. The Sikorsky SH-3 Sea King operated primarily in naval and coastal search and rescue roles, extending rotary wing coverage over littoral and offshore areas. Its operational range of approximately 1,000 kilometers enabled sustained recovery missions beyond land-based helicopter reach. Effectiveness was linked to endurance and all-weather capability rather than tactical agility. Limitations included size and deck dependence. The platform aligned with naval doctrine, emphasizing aircrew recovery and maritime support within a broader air-sea operational system. The Sikorsky CH-54 Tahe functioned as a specialized heavy lift system focused on external cargo transport rather than personnel movement. Its external lift capacity of approximately 9,000 kilograms enabled recovery of downed aircraft, emplacement of heavy equipment, and resupply of isolated positions without landing. Operational effectiveness lay in precision lift capability. Limitations included vulnerability and narrow mission scope. The platform aligned with doctrine, emphasizing aerial logistics efficiency over multi-purpose flexibility. The SUD Aviation SA-318. Alouette 2 was employed by South Vietnamese and Allied forces in light transport and observation roles. Its service ceiling of approximately 4,000 meters provided adequate performance in varied terrain, though limited payload constrained operational utility. Effectiveness depended on low operating complexity and pilot training rather than survivability. Vulnerability to ground fire restricted frontline use. The platform aligned with advisory force doctrine, emphasizing basic mobility, liaison, and training support over sustained combat operations. The SUD Aviation SA-319. Alouette 3 expanded light utility and medical evacuation capacity for Allied forces with improved lift margins over earlier variants. Its maximum takeoff weight of approximately 2,200 kilograms supported limited casualty evacuation and command transport. Operational effectiveness was situational and dependent on permissive environments. Limitations included light protection and restricted payload. The platform aligned with doctrine, emphasizing distributed advisory support and flexible, low-intensity rotary wing operations. The Hiller OH-23 Raven was employed primarily by South Vietnamese forces for observation, liaison, and basic training functions. Its endurance of approximately 2.5 hours enabled short-range command coordination and local reconnaissance in low-threat environments. Operational effectiveness was limited by low power and minimal payload. Vulnerability restricted exposure to contested zones. The platform aligned with advisory era doctrine, emphasizing basic rotary wing familiarization and light utility roles, rather than integrated air-mobile combat operations. The Sikorsky HH-52. Seaguard was operated by the U.S. Coast Guard primarily for coastal patrol, search and rescue, and logistics support in maritime environments. Its operational range of approximately 740 kilometers enabled sustained coverage of littoral zones and offshore approaches. Effectiveness centered on reliability and corrosion-resistant design rather than combat capability. Limitations included minimal armament and restricted lift. The platform aligned with doctrine, emphasizing maritime safety, interdiction support, and coastal sustainment rather than battlefield air mobility. The Bell 47, in various military configured variants, served in observation, training, and light liaison roles during the early advisory period. Its endurance of approximately 3 hours supported basic reconnaissance and command connectivity over limited areas. Operational effectiveness was constrained by low payload and exposure. The platform remained relevant for pilot training and transition tasks, aligning with doctrine that prioritized rapid force expansion and familiarization over survivability or sustained operational deployment. The Mil-Me 4 Hound represented the primary rotary wing transport capability available to North Vietnamese forces, reflecting Soviet-supplied logistics doctrine. Its payload capacity of approximately 1,600 kilograms enabled limited troop movement and material transport under controlled conditions. Operational effectiveness was constrained by small fleet size and restricted basing. Vulnerability limited exposure near contested zones. The platform aligned with doctrine, emphasizing conservation of assets and selective use rather than continuous air mobility operations. The Mil-Me 8HIP entered limited service with North Vietnamese forces during the later stages of the conflict, expanding rotary wing transport capability beyond earlier platforms. Its payload capacity of approximately 4,000 kilograms enabled more efficient movement of supplies and personnel compared to previous assets. Operational effectiveness remained constrained by numbers and infrastructure. Limitations included exposure to air attack. The platform aligned with doctrine, emphasizing selective logistical support rather than continuous battlefield air mobility. The Mil-Me 6 Hook functioned as a strategic heavy lift asset within North Vietnamese logistics operations, primarily for transport of artillery, engineering equipment, and bulk material. Its maximum payload of approximately 12,000 kilograms enabled relocation of critical resources where ground routes were unavailable. Operational effectiveness was limited by fleet size, maintenance complexity, and vulnerability. The platform aligned with doctrinal priorities of selective, high-impact logistical reinforcement rather than tactical troop maneuver. The Mil-Me 2 Hoplite served in light transport and reconnaissance roles within North Vietnamese and Allied formations. Its maximum speed of approximately 210 km per hour allowed rapid short-range insertion of small teams and equipment. Operational effectiveness depended on low-threat environments, as vulnerability to small arms fire limited frontline use. The platform aligned with doctrine, emphasizing flexible, localized mobility and reconnaissance support, rather than sustained air mobility or heavy lift operations. The Aerospatiale Alouette 3 expanded the Army of the Republic of Vietnam's capacity for light transport, reconnaissance, and casualty evacuation. Its maximum takeoff weight of approximately 2,200 kilograms allowed transport of small teams or wounded personnel in tactical zones. Operational effectiveness relied on flexibility and ease of maintenance rather than armor or firepower. Limitations included vulnerability to concentrated ground fire. The platform aligned with doctrine, emphasizing dispersed support, rapid extraction, and liaison in lightly contested areas. The Bell OH-58 Kiowa was introduced in limited advisory and reconnaissance roles toward the later stages of the conflict. Its cruising speed of approximately 220 km per hour enabled rapid short-range scouting, target designation, and command liaison. Operational effectiveness was constrained by light armor and minimal payload. Vulnerability to small arms and indirect fire limited frontline exposure. The platform aligned with doctrine prioritizing real-time battlefield intelligence and coordination over direct troop transport or heavy lift capability.